So we left our last lecture at this particular point where we have seen that we have linear layout. In the linear layout we have different orientations, vertical and the horizontal. If I just try to change it to the horizontal, or even I remove that particular specific layout, that attribute, then you know that what's going on. So if I say that wrap content, so we are all these different components which are there, they are going from left to right in the horizontal line. Okay, we can't put anything here down. We can say that the height is match parent. So if you can see that it will match the height of the parent. Parent is mean the layout in which they are contained. So it will try to cover the whole height of that particular parent if you change that particular width and height. And you know that for each and every view, these two attributes are the, what you can say that compulsory. You have to set these attributes. Okay, so if we again try to change that thing to the wrap contents, okay, and these are different buttons which go from left to right, that is the horizontal layout, or you can say that the default layout for the linear layout. Okay, default directions of the components. And if we add this particular orientation attributes inside the linear layout and assign the value vertical, so all these things go into the vertical direction. Every next element will go below the previous one. We can't put anything here on that particular side, although we have the white space, but it is not going to work over here. What we can also so let me uh, change, delete these things. So we have this one particular button. Okay, so if you look at that, this is our layout, this linear layout. It is ending that particular linear layout, and inside that particular linear layout we have that particular button. I told you at this highest level we can only have one view group, one layout in one layout document or one layout of the screen. We can't have something, what's going on, my computer is like kind of, let me close that MIT desktop, disconnect, we have done with that. So if I try to make a linear layout here, and so look at that, I can't have another linear layout. Even if I try to set the height or something, it is not going to accept it. So at this particular level we can only have one view group which can contain different items, different visual components, different GUI components inside it. Inside we can have another layout, but right now we are talking about some buttons. So we have different attributes here. This is a button that you can see over here, and then these are the attributes or the properties of this particular button. What we can do, like we can say that we want to put some text on this one, so we can select button, we can say that text size, we can say that 20 sp, okay, and then we have text color. We can select whether we define those colors here. Remember we have defined a few colors here in our colors. That's my color that we have defined here. Okay, so we can use that particular color to give the color to that one. Add the date of color, and then you look at that. It is showing me that particular option, that my color. So when I select that one, look at that, the color is changed. Again, we can say that text style, we want to make it bold, it become bold. If I want to make it italic, I have to put a pipe sign and make it italic, bold and italic. Okay, so these are certain properties that we can set on that particular GUI component, or we call them widget, or we call them view in the Android Studio. Okay, let me put another one here, uh, like we have text view, in which we can show some text. And look at that, whenever I'm adding that particular text view, it is automatically asking me few things. Two main properties which are compulsory: height and layout. By default it is asking me. Whenever you add a new component, it will by default ask you that particular values. And here we have two values which are there. We can also give the value, like I will say that 100 dp. Okay, and then here we can say that I want to wrap content, and then we can put the text inside it. Our first text view example. So look at that, what is going on here. So what we are saying, that height wrap content, it means whatever the text is inside that particular text view, accordingly you adjust your height. If it is more, it will be more height, and if it is less, it will be less height. Understand? And please try to understand what I'm saying here. Don't try to code it. Okay, I will give you the time after this explanation. Then you can try to add different components inside. So try to understand first, and then we can do the experiment. So we have the width. Width mean that we are talking about this particular the horizontal width. Okay, so we can say that 100 dp, very specific value, maybe 200 dp. Okay, it will increase that size. If I say that I want to 400 dp, again it's saying that go to the 400 dp. It is going out of the screen, or maybe not. So we have different values. Whether you set that specific value hard coded, whatever that dependable pixel dependence, sorry, the dependable pixels, or not dependable pixels, it's actually so we can give that particular value. We will explain that particular what is dp in the next slides. Okay, and then we can also have that wrap content. Wrap content, it means it will increase the height based on the content. If we have more contents, the maximum height it can have according to the size of that particular what you can say that the text. For example, I try to put that particular thing here and see if it is coming to the new line or not. Yep, it is wrapping the contents on the edge of that particular screen. So it is not increasing. When you say that wrap content, when we say that wrap content, it will wrap the contents, but it will increase the size of that particular width according to the maximum size, according to the width of that screen. If it is going out, it will go to the next line. It will not go out of the screen. So wrapping the content. Understand? Automatically, the maximum width it can have, it's according to that particular specific screen size or the parent size in which that particular text view exists. Or you can also have something like this, like match parent. It means that whatever the height of the parent is, you fill all that particular height with this particular view. Match or wrap content. Match parent or the wrap content. If I do the same thing here for the height, what will happen? It will cover the whole screen, and our button is actually exist but out of the screen below that particular text view. Okay, so this is how we can add different items inside. So again, I say that wrap content, and then if I say that I want to width is equal to 200 dp, I want to show you a few different settings or the properties of this one. We have a layout gravity. Layout gravity, I just put layout and its gravity is like on right on the top option. So layout gravity, if I say center, look at that. My text view is center aligned, or we can say that horizontal center horizontal. Again, it is going to be text line horizontally centered. If I say that vertically center, it is not going to work. Center vertical, yeah, not going to work. Why? The reason is that if you remember, we are saying that this particular linear layout is vertical. It means we have divided that particular layout into the horizontal boxes. The boxes which are more kind of like, if I say that this is a box, so it can be moved around in this horizontal direction but not the vertical. Within the same horizontal direction, within the same height of that particular box, we can move it around, maybe on the left, like here we can say that gravity left. This is already left, so it is not going to work. Gravity right, it go to the right. Center vertical not going to work. Center horizontal going to work. Okay, so it can be left, center, or right. In the vertical orientation, when the items are going from down, 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 vertically going, setting it. But if we change again, if I change that particular orientation back to the what you can say that horizontal, but that is the default one. If I just go back and put that particular value as a horizontal, so you can see now again my horizontal center is not working. But if I say that center or the vertical center, it will work. Why? Because now we have divided the screen into the vertical boxes. So in that particular vertical box, it can go to top, to the bottom, like we can say that here. Bottom, it will go to the bottom of that particular screen. Or it can go up to the top. We can align it towards the top. Yes, we can align it towards the center. So that is moving in the vertical direction because our layout of the linear layout is horizontal, but the components or the widgets can move from top to the bottom. And if we have that particular layout is the vertical, then these particular divided into the horizontal boxes, so those widgets can move from left to right or center when it is a vertical orientation. Does it make sense to you? Is it fine? So these are few things, and of course we have seen these text size, text color, text style that can help you. We can also have a background color or background. Again, we can say that my color. So again, if you look at that, our color is text color is also same. If I try to remove this one, so look at that, the background color is also changed. So we can maybe we put that particular background color in our text view. So we need to add that particular property, background color. So we can say that my color, and we can also have whatever elevation. That is an elevation. It will give you a little bit experience that it is like actually elevated from the screen, but actually it is not. Of course, it is a 2D. So what we can say that, let me run this application and see how it goes. And then you can try to do these things, putting some widgets, try to change certain properties, and remember that the width and height, these are the compulsory properties that you need to set. If you don't set it, it is not going to accept it. It will be a compiler error. It is not going to compile in a proper layout. Gradle is running. Where is my, okay. Okay, so let me close that particular video. I mean, I will show you that thing.